All right. So today on Meet the Masculine, we have the incredible Charles Clay with us in the house. And if you don't know Charles, now you do, because
Yes.
he is this incredible powerhouse, amazing energy, conscious man, creating in the world from a super powerful, grounded place. Charles, can you tell people a little bit about you?
I am super high on vacation vibration. So that is a frequency that I tune into to raise my vibration and experience everything like you're on vacation. So it's basically a lens that we get to choose to look through and create an entirely new reality based on the power of intention. So that's just a little flavor saver for tapping into to where I'm at right now. And man, so much. Where to begin? Do you want the full meal deal right off the bat?
Before we jump into the full meal, let's give them a little appetizer and let them know where they can find you.
Okay. So you can always find me on Facebook, Charles Clay. Tons of content there. You can find me on Instagram, Vacation Vibration. And you can find me and more about me on my website with all my services I provide at www.greatestu.com. And that's the letter U. And then you can check out our podcast, our new show we just created called Soul Sexy every Thursday at 3:00. And we just teamed up with LA Radio for that. So we're going in studio on Thursday to rock that out with some of the rock stars that are going to be at Kaboo. So yeah, there's a few places to reach me at, and Facebook Messenger. You can email me for more information too at charlesrclay@yahoo. That's right, Yahoo. That means old school.
Yeah.
In email terms. Yeah. And you'll likely find me in tropical places, under palm trees and beaches. It's a good place to find me too.
Yeah,
it's my happy place.
Yeah. Vacation vibration. I love that. That's so good. I can feel it too. Like I feel like the beach is in front of me as well.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you, obviously you are like a powerhouse. I mean, you just listed off so many different things where people can find you, what you're creating, the languaging in there is all super empowering. Were you always this way?
No, I used to play very small. I used to be very self-centered and enjoy like just kind of a small bubble of, like, I've always loved traveling and I've always loved the feeling of expansion and novelty. But I did have a lot of fears about being seen fully, like both in deep emotions and in like fully expressing myself. So some people would find that surprising because I act like a fool very often, and I'm usually the craziest guy to start dance parties, or I have the most fun at the DMV and hospitals. I bring vacation vibration there as well. That's like the place closest to hell. That's where I can bring some light to. But I haven't always, I've always had that like natural state of joy, and that like craving for more expansion and novelty. But as far as the level of expression and creation has actually, been a long journey. Yeah. To that place. So it's good to be there right now. Be here now.
Be here now. Nugget number 1, if you're taking notes, be here now.
Yeah. On that nugget.
Yeah.
Nugget, part B of nugget number 1. I firmly believe the best gift you can give your loved ones and yourself is presence. Is full presence, like really being here now, like this conversation with you right now, being present and seeing in each other's eyes and getting to like connect and allow this ripple effect to touch the hearts of some other people is super profound. That's really tapping into what we all crave as humans, which is connection. We want to feel important, and we want to feel loved. We want to feel validated. So we can do that with presence in the simplest of ways. So it's an easy gift to give.
It really is. It is the most beautiful, empowering gift that we can give ourselves and other people. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is your definition of a conscious man?
I feel like a conscious man is in his journey of awakening. And so the first thing that comes to heart is they're taking that hero's journey and beginning to understand that we are not just this pile of flesh. We're not just robots walking around on Earth. There's much more to this experience. And we are, whatever your beliefs are, it comes down to these infinite divine vibrational beings that we get to experience in human form for just the blink of an eye, short period of time. And so that's why I love like helping people get the most out of this human experience, because it's in my belief system, you don't get to experience the heavy emotions, the contrast, the toughness of life where we come from and where we're going after this experience. So it's all love there. It's all bliss. It's non-resistance. So enjoy the heck out of your challenges here in this place, because that's what makes us stronger. That's what we get to grow from. That's what we really get to find out what we're made of. So it's an accelerated learning process here with Team Earth.
Yeah.
And we're kicking ass as a team. I don't know if you know.
I believe so. 100%.
It is like the conscious man. And what happens is everything is like basically like you're like, where are the conscious men? So you've just done something there. You've turned your reticular activation on. So the retina, the screen at which we're seeing our reality through, right? You've turned that on. You've activated that. So now anytime a conscious man comes on your radar, you're like, ooh, who's this? Right? So with the power of intention, right? So it's the same thing I'm teaching with vacation vibration in these talks that I give, is simply, it's the same phenomenon when you buy a new car. Say you got a blue Tesla, right? And you're just like, yeah, I'm styling. Like I'm the only one with this car. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, there's one. There's one. They're all over the place. Like, it's not that they weren't there before. It's just that now it's on your interests. It's on your radar. It's on your reticular activation. So now, like, as more people are awakening, you meet more people that are awakened and are understanding that there's just so much more to this human experience. And you start attracting more of those because of the work that you and I have done internally. So it's always a beautiful reflection outward of what's going on inside and the work that we've done. So that's just to scratch the surface of a conscious man to me.
Amazing answer. Amazing. And I'm actually gonna highlight something that you did. And I don't know if you've caught it. It might be so ingrained. But when I asked you the question, you said, the first thing that comes to heart is. And I hope people catch that.
Yeah.
Because in my experience, in my personal view of what a conscious man is a conscious man is attuned to the frequency and the messaging of his heart. And we can get both men and women so mental, so up here, and yet the most connection and the deepest truths live lower and deeper within us in our heart space. And I'm wondering, how did you tap into your heart space that powerfully to the point where it's so ingrained that you say, you don't even say what comes to mind, you say what comes to mind.
Right. It's it didn't come overnight, but I'm trying to think if there was a specific time or event that it's more of like these puzzle pieces along my journey just like start fitting in nicely, right? So first I realized, when I follow my intuition, like that feeling in your gut or your heart of like, whoa, this opportunity is a funk yes, right? And you just know, there's like this knowing. And then even after that, all the chatter will be like, oh, well, that's not possible because of this, or you shouldn't do that because of this, or a million reasons why not to. But if you listen to that initial like ding on the funk yes, then every time you follow your intuition, life just keeps getting better. And so that fascinated me so much that I began, even though I couldn't afford trips and stuff, I would still make it happen because my intuition was like, yes, you have to go there. There's like something there for you. So it began with me with traveling so much. I just love new experiences and diving in with new cultures and learning. And I felt like that was a way of kind of showing up as a version of my higher self. Like I'm just on like full vacation vibration. I feel like a new person on these vacations. So then I was like, wow, well I just showed myself what's possible. So how can I incorporate that into my daily life and into my business? And boom, that's possible. So then it's like, whoa, we can always take breaks and activate our genius with play. Like the simplest things, because play allows us to let go of resistance that we've accumulated and allows for a clear channel of information, like the cosmic Google, like all the answers you could possibly need. You can find them in stillness and in play. Like think about it. When you have some of your greatest ideas, are you like busy at work at your desk, like on your computer, like need to get this done, right? Are you like doing? Not likely.
Yeah.
It's usually when you're in the shower and you're singing or you're dancing and something's like, oh, I just figured out a way to create world peace.
Right here in the shower.
and maybe that download was, wow, world peace is possible. And it starts with inner peace. Right? So now I began to practice more stillness in my life and rest and digest instead of go, go, go. And then more and more of these answers start flowing, right? So that's kind of one way that you can activate your genius through play, right? And another thing is like, say you're walking, right? You go on a walk in nature, left, right, you got right arm, left leg. It's this cross pattern, right? This contralateral movement. Boom, left, right hemisphere, connecting those two. Boom, then you just become like a computer system ready to download cosmic Google, like all these great ideas in the ether. And then they come to us like entities. I don't know if you've read Big Magic, but I love that book because it's like ideas are just like us. They're entities that seek expansion, right? So they'll land on one of us and we're like, ooh, I got this idea. And you can do something with it and you can create and grow and expand it in the world together. Or you can be like up here and think of a million reasons why not to start that business or why not to do something because you're in your head. And then that idea goes to somebody else. And then that is willing to expand with it. And then you'll see your ideas showing up on your reticular activation. And you're like, oh, I thought of that. Yeah, but did you expand with it? Did you grow with it? Did you create with it? Somebody else did. So it's a cool phenomenon. That happened to me with the watches, right? This is the first time I haven't been wearing my invisible watch right here. It usually says now. And so instead of a clock and all that, it just says now. And it's just a reminder of the power of presence, right? And that it's such a great gift to give ourselves and others. So I remember thinking like that idea hit me. And it was like, whoa, I was on a walk one day in nature. I was like, wow, that could like really make an impact in the world, like people just walking with now watches instead of being so stressed about getting to a meeting or having to go somewhere so fast. So basically I didn't end up doing with it. I let the mind chatter get the best of me and didn't start a business with it or anything. But then I went to this random store that I would never have gone to before. My friend was like, we got to stop in here. And the first thing I saw from way across the way was this white Now watch. And I was like, oh, somebody else created it. And by the law of attraction, it found its way to me. And so I love it. I love how that works. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. So good. You shared a lot there.
A lot of nuggets.
And when you talk about like the law of attraction, before we jumped on, I asked you if you were in romantic partnership. How did that come to be?
Great question. Not an easy question. Again, first thing that comes to heart is the work that I've done internally. Like, I used to want to travel the world, right? And I seek novelty and expansion, and I still want to see the whole world. But more so in the last year or two, I've taken that magic wand of attention that we have, right? We can put it anywhere, zoom in and zoom out as much as we want. And I've taken that inward more in the past year or so, and had more self-discovery, more awareness of like shadow side of like any part of me that I was trying not to see, that I was trying not to pay attention to, or just like, there's basically, my journey has been sending love to the places that need it most, both in myself and in the world. So by doing that, that's like filled up my love cup, and that way I have so much more to offer. Like, when I would tune into what I want as a partner, as a queen, I would really just tune into the feeling that I want, right? I don't want someone to complete me. I want someone to come to me complete, because I am whole and complete. And together we just it's like magic, and we just thrive, and we like get to share so much back and forth. We get to support each other in beautiful ways. And it's this team cohesion. And so a lot of visualization techniques. And I even incorporated that into some tantric practices that I do, and some really powerful use of sexual energy. This is one of the things that's really important for men these days, is to realize like the power of sexual energy, and be very clear where you're leaking that energy, and where you're channeling that into your purpose and your vision. So I've used a lot of these practices that really I didn't find too much in books. I know there's a ton of books on them, but this has been more cosmic Google, and I just experiment and try things out, and then, whoa, this works, this doesn't. And so siphoning through that, long answer short, honing in on what it feels like to be with a queen like that, right? And what I even wrote out a whole list of what I have to offer, like what I have to give, right? And this is really big for me, because it also increased my self-confidence, so, because I want a woman that's sexy. I want a woman that loves to walk around naked and just exudes confidence and loves to dance and be free and expressive of herself, right? So I have to encompass that in me, right? So I use agreements. I take a look at all my agreements that I've made with others. Super easy to hold. I'm always a man of my word. So I'm going to be there. I show up. For myself, there's a few agreements that I was not really fully, diving into and holding all the way. So each time I realized, that you set an agreement, whether it's I'm not going to eat sugar this week, or I'm going to stop texting and driving, or whatever, right? All these little agreements that we think are kind of minute and under the radar. If we don't hold those agreements with ourselves, that's chipping away at our confidence, at our self-trust, and at our integrity. So really taking a look at those agreements, and really creating agreements that are attainable for myself, and that I can stick to. And then each time I attain those goals and those agreements, boom, I'm like, whoa, my self-trust just went up, my confidence just went up, my integrity. So So these are things that I look for in a partner. So I have to work on that in me. And so as I've been doing that, it's just so beautiful, like the reflections that show up, right? So I meet like so many beautiful women all the time. And so one thing that was really profound that happened to me about a month ago, I see this gorgeous goddess on the beach, and she's about getting done surfing, and I was just like magnetic, like I had to go talk to her. So I went and said hello, and we ended up watching the sunset together. She was gonna leave, and then we dove into great conversation, and I invited her to dinner. And as I'm listening to her, she began expressing about all the pain and the wounds and the heartbreak that she's recently been undergoing. And it just like hit me. It was like, whoa, like I'm so attracted to this woman, and my like inner superhero just like rises to the occasion. I'm like, I can save her. I can help. I know what to do to help this beautiful woman out. Right. And so then I would like dive into a relationship with her. We would just like deep dive and get to the good stuff and draw intimacy and all these things. And then eventually when the lust and some of that clears and the dust settles, I'm like, whoa, this isn't really aligned. Like this doesn't really work for a long-term partner with me. And this was my pattern. So it became really clear with this woman. And so I had that conversation. I was like, I love to be like fully authentic. And this has kind of been my pattern. I've like really fallen in love easily. I have a giant heart. So, and I think you're beautiful. I feel like you have a lot of time to express yourself right now. Like really, be fully into your journey, and happy to support that as a friend. But as far as a romantic relationship, I'm not available for that right now. But I really appreciated the time that we got to spend together here. So it was basically like, as soon as I said no to that old pattern, finally, I learned a golden nugget, the lesson from it. Then this queen shows up on Facebook, and she's like, hey, what? She's like, hi, what are you doing? She like watched a couple of my videos. She's like, listen, you say the same exact language as me. Like I catch us saying the same things. And so we met on Facebook, and we had like 2 conversations that were just deep dive. Fully, she was like very expressive, telling me like what her future vision looks like, what she doesn't want. And I was like, this is so refreshing to me. Like usually there's all these stupid games and stuff you got to play. And I just really admire that. And so we got to dive deep fast, and there was such a strong connection that I was like, what do you say you fly out here this weekend? And so boom, next thing you know, she's on a flight, and we've seen each other. She's flying back. I went to her place over the weekend, and then she's flying back in tonight. So it's been like 3 times we've seen each other in the past 2 weeks that we've met. And I'm just like, it's like just so grateful for whether this works out or not. It just like to see a beautiful queen like this as a reflection of what I've been working on internally is just amazing. It's like, it's so beautiful. I'm just super grateful, and it feels really good. And we just keep saying yes to each other. So it's, we'll see what happens. It feels really good right now.
Oh, Charles. Oh my goodness. There is so much here. Oh my gosh. I'm just letting it land real quick, because that was so much value for anyone watching this, male or female. The bonding over the future vision, not the past wounding, right? The getting super intentional about, what do I bring to a relationship? What gifts do I contain within me? Getting really intentional about treating you like you would want someone else to treat you.
Right.
Right?
Self-love, baby. Fill up on that. fill up on that. Find all the little leaks, crevices, and black spots that you have not fully loved in yourself, and watch how that shows up in the world.
Yes.
It's like, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
It's beautiful reflections.
And highlighting something, I'd like to zoom in on something really quick, because I think it's super powerful. I work with the high achievers, the people who are like the high achievers, the rebels, the creatives, and they're so laser focused on their productivity and their output, and they can be very go,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And part of my curriculum per se is play. And I would like to just highlight that what drew you to the woman surfing, the goddess that was surfing, was most likely, and correct me if I'm wrong, was her beauty. Okay, maybe. I would take it even a level deeper and say that it was probably the fact that she was in her joy. She was having an amazing time surfing. She was out nourishing herself in the ocean and just really soaking in that time for her and being in her full enjoyment.
Totally. Yeah. She in that moment, she was following her bliss. And then I followed mine. And so she showed me what was possible, and it wasn't aligned with what I'm seeking. So we got to have a discussion about that, and it was beautiful how it all worked out. And then by swiping left on old programs, then all that was left was this funk queen right before me. That was ready to make space for me in her life. And it was like so amazing. And that's literally what if you really start diving in and seeing all the patterns that are playing out over and over in your life, there's golden nuggets in there, there's lessons in there. And as soon as you pull out those golden nuggets from that hero's journey and you begin to share those with the world, then boom, you're like shifting, you're like upgrading from Windows 2003 software up here, and now you can take in new information, like what's aligned now, like what, like higher. You're turning on genes in your body scientifically. You're turning off old genes, and now you're aligned with a higher vibration at which you can attract more at that. So I call it Cloud 10.
Cloud 10?
It's like the sky's not even the limit, like some people are hanging out on Cloud 9. Awesome. Here's a ladder. We'll be up on Cloud 10. You're welcome to join us here. But I have done the work. I'm not going back down there. It's so yeah. And the more you can add play to your work, then you are tapping into the genius. And that is literally, I make stupid jokes all the time. Like, hey, cool, you've been working, but have you been twerking? Right? It's time for some more twerking with your working. And even if it just means like taking 2 minutes away from your desk to get up and shake your booty and do something silly, some jumping jacks, some naked trampoline dancing, whatever, and then go back to your work, your task, and see how much more laser focused you are. And how many more ideas and creative flow comes in than just going, got to get this done, do, right? So I spent half of my life enjoying and like just full throttle, like testosterone, adrenaline, cortisol, like fired up, right? Just like whoom, revved up on level 5. I mean, I was addicted to adrenaline, and that's great. That's awesome. It's fun, whatever. But also there's this other side of the spectrum. There's like adrenaline, cortisol, your fight or flight response. And then there's rest and digest. And this is where the magic happens. The rest and digest. When we indulge in stillness and meditation and breathing and presence and mindfulness, even if your mind is full, you can still be mindful. And that's when the magic happens. That's what I love really seeing in a lot of my clients and the people I work with is when that clicks for people and they realize like, oh, wow, I was a little imbalanced. And this shows up in the body. I mean, with my work with, Unleash Your Inner Strength, one of the programs I offer, the first thing we do is tune up any aches, pains, and injuries. We just dive in. I use muscle testing, applied kinesiology, neurokinetic therapy to figure out what the root cause of these signals from your body are, and what's your body trying to tell you. And then a lot of times what's crazy is that here's one that's been really common with the work I do. It's so fascinating.
Okay.
I get a lot of female entrepreneurs that are stepping into the masculine, getting shit done and rocking in their businesses, right? And they come to me and they have maybe like back pain or hip pain or something, right? And so I do a quick assessment, and then we dive right in, and I do muscle testing on their intrinsic core muscles. So that's like, you got your six pack, and then you got your transverse abdominis. Those are the muscles underlying that. Your center of power, right?
Yeah.
That's those muscles. And so many of us are walking around with no signal there. Little to no signal. Like they're not even getting those intrinsic muscles. They could do sit-ups till they're blue in the face, but there's not a connection neurologically from here to those muscles to activate fully, right? And that's a problem. That's dysfunction in the body, and that's why it'll show up as low back pain or as hip issues, or because that's just the check engine light from the body. You can thank your body for that signal because it's trying to protect you from a major breakdown. So it's really cool, because then I go up and down the kinetic chain, and a lot of times the main culprit is the jaw.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So they'll test and it'll be super weak. And then I have them clench their jaw and retest, and all of a sudden it's strong. And so their body just told me that, oh, wow. So if you think of your nervous system as highways, right? You're trying to get messages from here to those intrinsic core muscles, but they're getting blocked right here, the neural traffic jam. So I teach them how to release their jaw. Then all of a sudden you have a clear path to the intrinsic core muscles. Then they're reunited and activated with the center of power. And it's so fun to watch. People are like, what? And they like get off the table and they're like, yeah. And I literally like do a test with them too. Like, just a simple, like bring your arm out, test how strong you are. Yeah. And I have them do it with, Instagram photo, like suck it in the belly. And then I have them do it after this bulletproof core technique I teach, and they're instantly stronger. And then that instantly gains confidence. And then that exudes in every aspect of your life. And then I get clients walking into me with like guarded heart posture, like protection. And then they unravel these layers of resistance that they've been holding on to, and then reignite their intrinsic core muscles and connect that with the mind. And they walk out just like, they're like show to no limits, man.
Yeah.
Swag, and I'm just like, get on with your bad self. It's so fun to watch and witness. So I just love this work because of that. Like it's so it's really fascinating, because to go even a little more detail, it's usually the right side of the jaw with these women, and this is with men too. I've been finding this a ton. So the right side jaw is way more tender and achy. It's kind of like a feeling of like a squirrel trying to hide nuts in there for the winter, right?
Like taking them away.
Yeah. And so as we release this, then you're getting a strong signal to the power center, right? The core. Yeah. And the right side, that's the masculine, right? So that's like showing, and the jaw is associated with our limbic system. So our capacity for emotions, right? So all the doing, all the like going out there, got to bring home the bacon, got to get it done. Even the chatter around that is causing a fight or flight response, and then showing up as jaw clenching on the right side, masculine side, and it's blocking the neural pathways to your power source, your power center. So clear this stuff up in like 1 or 2 sessions, give them some exercises to do to reinforce that, and then boom, they know the tune-ups they can do on their own, and they're reinforced. And then when they finish this whole like 8 to 12 week program, they're like entirely new people, and they just show up like a boss in all aspects of life. And it's just so fun to witness and be a part of. So it's fascinating.
So good. So much good stuff. Oh my gosh. I love it. Well, in that realm of things, people watching who want some of this powerful, like, yes, I'm ready to walk out like a boss. What do you have coming up? How can they work with you? Like, let the people know.
So I still am taking a couple one-on-one clients. I have more projects now than I've ever encountered before, which is awesome because I'm increasing my capacity for life creation, expansion.
Yeah.
And so I do mind body tune up still, and Unleash Your Inner Strength programs are just astounding. And I'm still taking a couple clients on for that. And then what I'm really excited about is Follow Your Bliss to Bali retreat. And that's January 3rd through the 10th. So we're allowing a space of healing and really getting out of that fight or flight. This is for the people that have been crushing it in their business. They're just like working, and they know they're ready for like some relaxation, that rest and digest mode, to really experience the magic of what can happen when you uncover a lot of these layers of resistance that we've been building up in our bodies, mind and soul. And so we've created this place. We have this amazing estate in Bali, and we have just an all-star cast of facilitators. Myself, Allison, who's a Chinese medicine doctor, and I'm bringing on John Beck, Yogi John, who is, this guy's amazing. He spins fire like crazy at night. We're gonna have incredible, entertainment. He does sound healings. He does amazing acro yoga, so you get to kind of push your limits in any direction, and it's complete choose your own adventure. We offer amazing healing workshops, classes, adventure hikes, you name it. But you might just want to go there and just fully relax and just let go and connect with like-minded superheroes that come from all over the world to create an experience that they can change their life and go back to their regular day and add some vacation vibration in and add some new creative outlet, like stepping away from the doing and into the being, which is what we're providing at this retreat, and allowing people to start the best year off of their life is just like, it feels so good. So it's exciting what we're creating. We are in open enrollment for that right now. So you can check out www.followblisstobali. So followblisstobali.com. And you like how I still do www?
I do. I like it. I think it's great. Yeah. You throw it back all the way. Between the www and the Yahoo, you're just keeping it 100
old school. Keeping it old school. And I think it stands for wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah.
So that's super exciting. We still have some spots available. So there's still a little bit of time for early bird discounts as well. So check out that website for those that are interested. And then another thing I'm really excited about creating is a brotherhood. So really, like, just like you're talking about, and that's the reason I got the intuitive hit to yes, I'm coming on with Katie and we're going to rock this, because I'm seeing so many of my brothers like in this hero's journey of awakening, just feeling lost, confused, depressed, isolated, like a fear. And it's because so many changes are going on internally, externally, that they feel alone. And that's an illusion. We're all in this together, and we're creating a space and a program for men that can really ignite their king, the king within that's just dying to come out. And so it's called Empowered Men, Ignite Your King Within. And I've teamed up with Trentimus. I love this guy. Trentimus is like super conscious, man. And he's like so soft. His presence is like, oh my God, I can fully be myself. So he allows like this space for people to just like fully be embraced in all your wildest, weirdest, kookiest, darkest places, fully embraced. So it felt really appropriate to team up with him and provide this space for men that are in need of really a brotherhood, like a support system that can combine our resources and really give everybody they need to what they need to align with their purpose and really show up how they want, create a life that they want to live, instead of getting sucked into the Groundhog Day of the same crap happening over and over, even though you don't want to do it. Let's not waste this human experience doing shit we don't want to do. There's too much juicy greatness out here waiting to be enjoyed. So Really excited about what we're creating. We're in open enrollment for that right now as well. So any men that feel like aligned or they feel the intuitive hit, just reach out to me and we'll give you more information on that. We have a few spots left, and that is something that's going to create a huge ripple effect. So it's basically a support brotherhood for growth and development in every pillar of life. So it's exciting.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with me and with everybody watching. I highly recommend that if you just watch this, to go back and watch it again and take the notes and mine for all of those nuggets of wisdom and just powerful tools, because this is full of it. Charles, thank you so much. I am
Katie,
so grateful.
you're amazing. It's such an honor and a pleasure to join you on here and share some golden nuggets. You have the most contagious smile. So appreciate you sharing that, spreading smiles for miles in the world. And I really love the work you're doing, showing up, getting this powerful information out to the minds that need it most. So
thank
honor you in that.
Yes. Received. Fully received.
Much love.
Much love to you.